Hello everyone. During this webinar, I will cover some of the common FAQs that we have come across. The video will be split into different chapters, which you can find in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. So feel free to skip through to the areas that are more relevant to yourself. So the first common question that we have come across is how to add in new pupils or staff members into a dinner register. All you would need to do is make sure that you've created the dinner week that you would like to add the child or the staff member into. So to create the dinner week, you just go to the dinner register, select the week that you want to set up. So if we just go to the 2nd of September, change your filter to all, go to a different week. And then you just save the blank register. So once you have saved the blank register, if you just refresh your screen, so that's just F5 on your keyboard, that will take you back to the payments tab. You can use the payment type drop down to select dinner money, and then it should show you the weeks that you have set up. So you then just double click on the week and then go into manage students in the bottom left of your screen. And anybody on the right hand side of the screen is actually already in the register, and the people on the left hand side are not in the register. So you can use your filters above the grey bar and filter for a certain year group or form. And then once you've done that, so let's just select some of the year groups. You'll see the children on the left hand side that are not in the register. You then just click on add all to add everybody in, or just individually select the people that you want to add in. They'll move across to the right hand side and will be highlighted in green, and then you just click save. Okay. And then once you've done that, they will now appear on that register. And then you can do this for any other kind of weeks that you have already set up in the future. However, if you have just added them into the 1 week and haven't created any future weeks, they will automatically roll over. The same applies for club registers as well. So again, what you will need to do is select the club register, choose a register that you would like to add the children into by selecting the first drop down. And again, change the date to the week that you want to create. Click OK when the alert comes up. Change the filter to all. Okay, let's go for a week that's not been set up. And then again, just save the blank register. And then again, once that's been done, refresh your screen, F5 on your keyboard. Again, that will take you to the payment screen. Change your payment type to the club that you're looking for, and then again you'll see the week that you've set up. So double click into that week. Again, click on manage students in the bottom left of your screen. Filter by the year group or the form to select the children that you want to add in. Okay, there's only a few there on the left. Again, add them in individually or add them all. They'll move across to the right hand side, so they will be highlighted in green again, and then you just save. And then it should save again in the bottom right. And again, they should now appear on that club register. Now, if you have set up several weeks and obviously you want to add the children into the weeks that you've already created, then you can use the Manage Register feature, which is available in the admin section, to add the pupils into all the weeks that you've already created. So to do this, all you do is go to Admin and then Register Manager. And then you need to select the register group, drop down over here, and select which register you would like to add them into. You can also filter by the academic year as well if you want to. So it might be ones that you've created in the future or ones that have already been set up in the past. Okay. And then you can see they've already been selected. So they've all got a tick box next to each register. So all you need to do is click on the Manage Register Memberships. Use these filters, obviously if it is just the one person that you want to add in to a certain, obviously, register, etc. And then once you have selected who it is that you want to add in, you can then just click on, we'll just do years 2 and 3, and then you just add them in, and then click on Manage Register in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. And then across the top of the grid, you need to click on the white circle for each week until it goes green. And then save in the bottom left. And then those children will then appear on the registers that we've selected. Okay, so moving on. How to change dinner costs. And this is for the schools that do not use cashless catering. All you do is go to Admin and then scroll down to Manage Dinner Payments. Select the week that you want to change the cost from. So make sure that you have obviously created the week that you want to change the cost for through the dinner register. And then once you've done that, make sure it's highlighted in grey, and then click on the update amounts in the bottom left. Change the amount to the amount you want to change it to going forward, and then save. Okay, and then you can see the new cost, the amount per dinner, and the cost for the week. And again, if you have set up any weeks in the future, then that will need to be updated for any future weeks that you have created. However, if you haven't, then it will automatically roll over when you do start creating those weeks. Also, just to add, if you are not doing pre-bookings for dinners, then you might also want to update your dinner top-up amount as well to reflect the weekly amount. So to change that, you just go to Admin and then click on Parent Options, and then where it's got the default dinner top-up amount, you just update it to the amount you want your parents to be able to see. Now, this is the default amount. However, parents can pay more than that amount if they choose to do that, and they can also pay obviously less than that amount as well if they want to. Okay, for cashless catering schools, if your dinner cost does change, you will need to repeat the option that we've just went through. So again, you'll need to go into Admin, go into Manage Dinner Payments. So you'll need to update the cost for the week first of all, and again, if you're not doing pre-bookings, then you will need to update the dinner top-up amount as well. But also what you will need to do is go into Admin and then Dinner Items, and then select the menu choices that you want to update the cost for, and this will need to be done for every single menu item. You double click on the option and then just change the cost per dinner for each item and then save it. And like I said, that will need to be done for every single option that you have set up on your menus. If we are setting up costs for any clubs that you have created, if you need to update these, then this will be done through the Payments tab. So again, make sure that you have created the week through the club register that you want to update the cost for. And then through the Payments tab, filter for the club, and then double click on that week that you want to update the cost for. And then you've got the Configure Durations button between the two green bars. So if you have got an extra cost, you just change the durations per day and increase it, and then add in the extra cost. And then just save it. And obviously if it is just the two different prices, then you just change it to 2. So you can have a maximum of 10 durations and update it however you need to do that. And then just save it. And then again, just save it in the bottom right. And that will then give you an extra duration in your register. Again, if you have already set up any weeks in the future, this will need to be set up for any future weeks that you have created. But if you haven't, then this will just automatically roll over when you start creating any future weeks. Okay, so another common question we've come across is how to transfer credit between siblings. So to do that, you go to the Cashier tab, find the child. So let's just go for Jacob Strang. And then if they have got any credit, this will be displayed in this top right hand section where it's got parenting credit by, and you can see how much credit they've got in total. You click on the credit amount and then select the credit you want to move across to the sibling. So if it's obviously the trip credit or the dinner credit, make sure it's highlighted, and then click on transfer credit to sibling. It will then show you the sibling that you can transfer the money across to. So we've got Lauren over here, and then you can choose how much you want to transfer. So we're just going to transfer £50 of that, and then click OK. There you go. So now Jacob's credit will have reduced down, as you can see over here, and then Lauren, if we go to siblings, move across to Lauren's account, you can see that Lauren has now got a £50 credit as well. So that's how you do that. The next thing I'll show you is how to write off any arrears. So again, you can do that through the cashier tab. If a child is leaving the school, or they no longer need to pay for something because the school's going to subsidize the cost for them, or they can't afford to pay you, you might want to write off their debt. So all you need to do is select the payments on the left hand side of the screen. Again, make sure you've got the correct child selected in the cashier tab. Highlight the payment on the left hand side that you want to write off, and then on the right hand side of the screen you should have a drop down next to each installment. So the first one, let's write that one off. So all you do is click on the select drop down, click on write off, choose how much you want to write off. So you can write it all off if you want to, or you can choose how much you want to write off, and then you can also put your reason there why you're writing it off. Maybe just copy that and then click on write off, click OK, and then repeat the process for any other installments that you want to write off. And that's how you write off debt. Okay, so if you do need to remove children from payments because they, I don't know, maybe have left school, or they've decided that they don't want to go to a trip, or maybe it's a club where you're charging for it half-termly and it was a limited space club, and there are certain children that didn't get a space, you can remove those children from the payment. So what you need to do is double click into the payment and then click on Manage Students. And everybody on the right hand side is actually in the payment, okay? And the ones that have the remove link removed from their name, they can't be removed because they've already made a payment towards that trip or club. So you can remove them individually, the ones that you want to remove. Or if it's a whole year group, you can just click on the year group drop down, filter for the year group that you want to remove, click on remove all, and then save. So they will no longer be included in that payment. And then again, save in the bottom right. Okay, I'm now going to talk you through how to off-roll pupils or staff members. So to do this, you go to admin, and then if it's a staff member, you click on the staff members icon. Select the staff that you want to off-roll, so double click on them. And then where it's got the admission status, it should say on roll. So all you need to do is click on off roll and then save. And that will manually off roll them from the system. And the same applies to the pupils as well. So if we go to students, double click on the child that you want to off roll because they've left the school, for example. And again, change the admission status to off roll and then save in the bottom right. If you need to bring back an off-roll child because, I don't know, they've got some credit available and you want to transfer that credit to a sibling, all you do is in the top left where it's got admission status, change that to off-roll and then bring back the person that you want to bring back to roll. So let's go for Karen. So you can start typing their name in, and then once you've got Karen, let's go for Karentina. There we go. Double click on them. Change that to on roll and then save. Oh, I need to just select a form for Karen. So I'll just put her in form year 3 as well. And then just save it. So Karen has now been brought back on roll. Perfect. Okay, if you need to add a new staff member on the system, to do this, you just go to admin, go down to staff members, and then click on add in the bottom right of your screen, and then fill out the relevant information. So the staff member's first name, surname, their gender, the year group will be changed to staff, and so will the form. The admission status will be on roll, and then you can add in a mobile number as well. I'm not quite sure what that mobile number is right now, so I'm just going to add in +44, and then it's just save in the bottom right. Okay, so that's how you do that. If you need to update a child's free school meal information, again, this can be done in the admin section. So if you are using Sims, this will automatically pull through from Sims if you've got the auto update. But if you need to update it yourself manually, if you're not using Sims, then you just go to admin, students, double click on the child that you want to update the free school meals for. You tick the free school meals box and then add in their entitlement start and end date. So this one's going to start from the 2nd of September and she's going to be entitled to it, I don't know, until 2025. And then OK that, and then save. So that's how you do that bit. If you need to remove credit for a child that has left school, or it might have been added in incorrectly, then this can be done through the cashier tab. All you do is click on the cashier tab, find the child that you want to remove the credit for. So again, I'll just leave it on Lauren, and then click on the parenting credit by where you've got the £50 credit, highlight the credit you want to remove, and then just click on remove credit. It will ask you, are you sure? You have to click OK, and then it will get removed and it will be completely taken off the system. If you've made a mistake with regards to adding on a payment and you want to undo that, so I actually didn't mean to write this second installment off, so all I do is click on the drop down next to it and then undo last transaction. There we go, and then click OK once the alert comes up, and that will undo the transaction. When you want to send out a welcome message to your parents, maybe you've got some new starters or you've got a new people that's starting midway through the year, you can send them a welcome message by going to admin, clicking on students. You can either select all, or if it's just a couple of new children, just select the individuals that you want to send the message to. And then in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, click on Action and then Send Welcome Message. You can choose whether you want to send a text message, an email, or both. Anywhere where you see a hashtag, that will be converted by the system, like a mail merge to the individual's name, and it will also generate a unique password for that child. And then you just click on Send Reminders, and that will then generate a welcome message with that child's password on that message. If somebody has forgotten their password and they want you to send them a reset password option, then what you will need to do is double click on the child. So it goes into their profile, and then you've got the reset password button in the bottom left of the screen. Again, choose how you want the message to be sent, whether it's a text message, an email, or both, and then click on send, and that will send the parent a reset link, which they can then go online and update their password. If you are a cashless catering customer and you've got rotating menus, you will need to select the menu that you want your parents to be able to view online, or if you are using it in the school, then you would like your teachers to see in the classrooms. So what you will need to do is go to the payment, choose the dinner week, double click into it, and then between the two green bars, you've got a drop down where it's got catering menu. Select the menu that you'd like them to see and then save. You will also need to make sure that the payment is set to online so parents can see that menu online if you are doing pre-bookings. Okay, and then again, just save. So how do you turn your payments online? How do you turn more than one payment online? So to do this, what you can do is on the payment screen, select the week or the payment that you want to make online. Make sure it's highlighted in grey. And then in the bottom left-hand corner, you've got Action, Set Online, Offline. And obviously, if it was offline, it will change to online. And if it was online, it will change to offline. And then you just do that. Repeat the process for any other payments that you want to make online. There we go. If you've got some children that are leaving and they've got credit available and you want to refund it back to them, you can do that by going to the cashier tab, finding the child that is leaving, and then select the credit in the top right hand corner where it's got parenting credit by. Select the credit that you want to refund back to the parent, click on refund, choose how you're going to refund it back, and if it is by cash or check, then you will need to give them the payment yourself, and if it is an online refund, it will go back on the card that they've made the payment with originally, and that is providing that they have paid you within the last 6 months. Okay. Anything longer than that, it will be yourself that will need to give them cash or check. So you can choose how much you want to refund back and then put a reason there, or just some useful information to yourself why maybe you're doing the refund, and then just click on the refund button and then it will just go back on their card, like I said, if that was the option that you selected. There we go. And I'm just going to close out of there. When you try to do the refund, if a message appears to let you know that there's insufficient funds, this is because not enough online transactions have been made during that week that you want to do the refund for. So you will need to ensure that you have received enough funds before you can process that refund. There is no alternative way. So obviously to do the refund back on their card, the only alternative would be if you give them cash or check yourself. If you need to change the due date for a payment, all you do is click on payments, double click on the payment you want to change the due date for, click on installment dates, and then select the installment that you want to update the due date for. So I'm going to change the second installment to October, and then just save it, and then save again, and that will update the due date for the second installment. Now when you look at this payment screen, it will default to the academic year that you're on. Obviously this will change depending on what month you're looking at. So to update this, obviously click on the academic year drop down and select the academic year that you're looking for, or just leave it on all so you can always see any payments that you've set up and any payments that you've got outstanding. From September, it will change to 2019 to 2020, so you might not be able to see the payments that you set up for the previous academic year. So again, just change it to 2018 to 2019, or just leave it on all if you want to see all of the payments that you have already set up. Okay, so do you have children that have got credit available and they're maybe leaving the school? You can check if they've got credit available by going to reports, and then go into the credit report, and then on this screen it will show you anyone that's got any credit available. Now Portia, she's going to be leaving school soon and she's got £98 available for dinner money. Obviously let's check first of all if she's got any arrears that you can allocate the credit to. So to do that, you just go to the cashier tab, find the child, and then on the left hand side you can see all the outstanding payments that she's got. You can maybe offset that credit towards some arrears. So all you do is in the cashier tab, select the payment that you want to allocate the credit to. So make sure it's highlighted in grey, and then on the right hand side where it's got action, click on the drop down and then select pay by credit. Okay. If the amount in the use credit field is auto filled, then the credit is under the same payment type. Okay. However, if you need to manually type in the amount that you want to use, so let's just type in the £10, then this credit is obviously from a different payment type, which it is. This is from dinner money, and it may also be from a different bank account as well. So double check, and if it is a different bank account, then you will need to also remember to physically move the money yourself between the two bank accounts, otherwise your accounts won't balance. So if you are happy to do that, choose the credit you want to use and then click OK. Oh, sorry, the amount is only £5 that's due. Click OK, and then that will pay off the amount that was due for that trip. But like I said, you will need to remember to transfer the money yourself physically between the two accounts, otherwise your accounts won't balance. If you need to change your bank details, or you've got some new bank details that need to be added to the system, have a look in the admin section under Bank's Information Local Authority to see what information is already set up for your school. And if this needs updating, you will need to send an email stating you would like to update your accounts to our School Money support team, which is just support@schoolmoney.co.uk. Now you will need to provide proof of the new account, so maybe a void check or a pay-in slip or a bank statement. So if you can do that on a letter-headed paper and then sign it by the head teacher or the business manager and then send that across to us, we'll then update that for you on the system. So how do you add in a new shop item? So to do this, you go to the shop tab, select add in the bottom right hand corner, type in the item name, obviously what you want to add into your shop, and obviously if you have got different sizes or different colours for those items, you might want to kind of split it as well so your parents know what they're ordering online or what they'll be ordering in the school. So if I just go for a jumper, and then I'm going to go for age 9 to 10. Okay. If you've got more than one account, you need to select the account that you want the payment to go to, the cost of that jumper, so mine's £15. The quantity is how much stock you've got available in the school. So we've got 10 available, and you might want to set yourself a stock alert level as well. So when you reach this level, the system will alert the school that more needs to be ordered in. So I'll just put in 2 there. But also what you can do is if you don't actually hold stock in the school, you can allow the quantity to be negative. So you just tick this box so your parents can continue ordering online, and when you receive their orders, you can then obviously let your suppliers know so they can send it across to you as well. And then you just click on save. So if a parent has paid for a trip, however that child is no longer able to go on that trip, and instead of a refund they would like you to hold on to the funds because they know another trip is coming up and they want you to use that payment for the next trip that's coming up, what you can do is go to the cashier tab, change the drop down where it's got show unpaid uncollected items to paid collected items, select the payment on the left hand side that you want to use the money for. So I'll just go for this Tower Wood trip, and then where it's got the drop down where it's got action, you can click on transfer to credit, choose the amount you want to transfer to credit, and then save it. Okay, that money will then appear in the parenting credit buy section. However, the actual trip itself will now be unpaid. So what you will need to do is either remove them from the trip by going to the payments tab and then removing the child from the trip, or just writing it off if you want to show that they were going to go on the trip and they no longer want to. So if you need to add a visitor to the system, you can do that by going to the admin tab, go down to students, and then again click on add in the bottom right hand corner, fill out the relevant information, the visitor's name, surname, gender, and then the year group and form you can set to visitor, admission status on roll, add in their mobile number and email address, and then just save it, and they will then be added onto the system as a visitor. And then you can then just refresh your screen and then add them into any relevant payments that you want to include them in. So the next section is how do you buy a uniform item in school? So what you would do is go to the cashier tab, select the child that wants to purchase the item. So we'll go for Jacob. And then on the right hand side, it should come up with a buy shop item icon. So you need to click on that. Select the items that they want to purchase. And then click on purchase. Choose their payment method, complete the purchase, and they will be sent an email receipt. If you need to refund a shop item, to do this, what you'll need to do, again through the cashier tab, select the child that you want to make the refund for. We've gone for Jacob. Change the show unpaid uncollected items to paid collected items. You might want to change the way you're actually viewing the item, so you can do it by the type. So click on the grey heading where it's got type, and then you can order it by the shop items. and then select the item you want to refund back. So we've bought 2 of these. We don't want the large one anymore. So highlight it so it's in grey, and then on the right hand side you'll see the information about that payment. Click on the drop down where it's got paid by cash, and then make refund. And then you can put your reason there why you're making the refund, and then click on the refund option. There you go, and that's been refunded back, and you've got the information there just to let you know that it has been fully refunded, and you will need to give them the cash back yourselves. If you are using the PayPoint bolt-on and you want to print out some barcodes for your parents, you can do this individually or in bulk. All you do is go to admin, click on students, and if it is individually you can just double click on the child's name and then click on the print PayPoint slip option and then click on print. It will display the child's name at the top of the barcode and then the school name below it, and then the barcodes are available to the parent. But if you did want to do multiple barcodes, you can just tick the individuals that you want to print out the barcodes for, and then action in the bottom left, print PayPoint slips, click OK, and then it will print out a barcode for each child